Hello YouTube, it's KG and welcome to another video. Today, we are going to be making slime while we I've gone through so much to make this video happen. I did my hair, look at this. Look. I did my hair. I did makeup. Are y'all seeing this? I put on mascara. I hate putting on mascara because it takes forever to get off. I did my makeup. It's my drinking water. This is water mixed with borax, aka laundry detergent, aka poison. That's all I'm going to say about that situation. Today we are going to be making a slime while we discuss having black friends. I don't know what I'm going to be calling this, but I just need to discuss this. This idea hit my brain last night when I was supposed to be sleeping, and I was like, I need to talk about this to somebody. But there's no one who's in my exact situation. There's no one who will understand this that I know. So maybe one of you guys are in a similar situation, or maybe in the exact same situation to where you could understand what I'm going through and what I'm talking about. Why am I in half the frame, you ask? The slime making is going to occur over here. So here we have the knee of my pajama pants, my darlings. And that's where I'm going to be putting the slime. I'm making everything in this little glass container. This time you guys will be able to see what's going on. I did make a slime video pretty recently, so I guess this is a slime channel now. I don't know. Glitter. Comment down below which one you think I'm going to use. They're your choices. Glue, of course. Glue, of course. We're using white Elmer's glue. And food coloring. I want to make purple, so I have red and blue here. So we're going to be doing a purple slime with glitter. I also have a little plastic fork to mix everything up with. In order to talk about my recent feelings about, oh gosh, can't open this, about being black and thank you curtains, about being black and being around black people, I guess I need to discuss where I started, where I'm coming from. So I live in an area that is very white. It is a majority white area, Republican voting state, just very white, very white. And I don't know if you've noticed, maybe you haven't, maybe you're blind and you're not really using your context clues here, but I'm black. So being in this area, pretty early on, I was able to see that I was different from the people around me and what that meant for me. Now we have all these fun, fancy words like colorism and microaggressions. I didn't really grow up with much internet access, so I didn't really have, even if I did, when the internet was first popping off, we were on MySpace chilling. We were not talking about this kind of stuff. So I didn't know how to categorize or describe what I was experiencing. And I knew it was because I was black, but I was also like, maybe it's just me until makeup, but we'll get to that. I was like, maybe it's just me. But now that I know all of these fun and quirky, cool words that the kiddos, not the kiddos, but that people have started talking about on the internet, I feel more understood, I guess, in my blackness and my experiences with it. In my schooling, K through 12, I went to the same school system in this area, and I was one of very few black people. More specifically, I'm in the gifted program, and the way that my schools ended up doing things is that they ended up segregating the students, and I don't know if that was their goal, but that's what ended up happening. So the gifted students really only ever communicated with other gifted students. So I was even more segregated. A, I was in a white town, and then B, I was only in contact with the students from this white town who were able to get into the gifted program, which, say black families were moving here in 5th grade, you've already went through 1st through 4th grade at your other school, which may have been a lower income neighborhood, may have been, they might not have even had a gifted program. You never know. So you're kind of already set up to not get into the gifted program. This is a strange purple. It looks pink. I want to add more blue, but the blue is kind of overpowering. You cannot see that at all. So being in the gifted program, I was pretty segregated, and I ended up being one of maybe 10 black people, not even girls, 10 black people in the whole program that I had access to pretty much just like 8th grade. It wasn't until like late high school, junior, senior year, that I started to do marching band and more clubs, that I had the potential to meet more Black people. Growing up in this majority white community, I ended up making a lot of white friends. There weren't really a lot of Black girls around for me to make friends with. I mean, I did have one Black friend who I made friends with in 6th grade, and we're still friends to this day. I also had a Black friend somewhere in elementary school, but we don't talk anymore. So that's two Black friends until 9th grade, when I had the potential to meet more people. Mixing purple is always hard. I don't know if there are any other artsy people out there. I was a painting major, not a painting major, I was just like an art major in general for a year. Then I switched to animation. So art has kind of always been my shtick. And I find purple to be one of the most difficult colors to mix. I don't know why I thought I could do this in the form of this line. Having a lot of white friends, I got very accustomed to the way that white people did things. And, you know, my culture still showed itself, but not really. Like, I couldn't go in there and talk about, oh, I went to an African party and I had couscous. I couldn't talk about that kind of stuff because no one would understand what I was talking about. Even my Black friend, K through now, not 6th through now, she is light skinned and her family origin goes to Louisiana. There's not like a, you know, African, Caribbean, Bahamian, Jamaican kind of country that she can draw herself back to. So even there was a bit of a disconnect between us and not really fully relating on those kinds of things. So now, being in college, it's really nice having people I can relate to. I'm going to mix in the glitter before I add the borax. This is a saucy move. It's really nice having people I can relate to, who I feel like understand not only what I've been through, but what I continue to go through. You know, back in the day, colorism was something I could never talk to my friends about because my only Black friend was light skinned. So I didn't want to tell her, you know, it seems like people don't like me and they choose to like you instead because you're lighter skinned. What is she going to do with that information? What is she supposed to tell me? I just wasn't comfortable talking to her about that. And also, again, colorism was not a word that the girlies knew back when I was in school, so I really couldn't talk to her. I'm going to use big hollow pieces. I want to use these iridescent stars, but I want to save that for a better slime if I'm being honest. Big hollow pieces. Let me show you guys the purple I got. You can see it. Yeah, it's like a purple milkshake. I don't know why that surprises me. I started with a white base. Growing up, I was fine, honestly. I became very used to how things were. Like, being around white people, it's different, but it's doable. It's different, but it's doable. I like that. Someone should write that on a t-shirt. It's different, but it's doable, and it's the only thing I had ever known, so I wasn't even used to it. It just was the way that it was. So then when I got into college, I went to a school that is not an HBCU, but it had a majority Black population, and it had a majority minority population on top of that. White students were the minority at that school, my first year of college. So being there, I got exposed to a lot more Black people and just the way that we are. Like, for example, when I was at the white school, I got very used to people always telling me I looked nice, I dressed nice, I was, you know, really serving the girlies a look today because white girl style is Nike shorts, an oversized t-shirt, and some free runs. That was the shtick back then. So when I showed up in jeans, a tee, and like some elaborate booties or something, like an out-of-the-box style, everybody felt like I was saying something, like I was really doing something. I was really serving the girls their tea nice and hot. And then I get to college, and I am surrounded by Black people, and I experienced like this weird uncomfortableness. Like, I remember before I met my roommates, I was concerned. I was like, what if they're not Black? Which I didn't expect them to be because my whole life I had been the minority everywhere. So I'm like, they're not going to be Black. How am I going to explain to them doing my hair? Like, how am I going to explain, hey, I need to wash my hair, so I'll be in the bathroom for an hour minimum. How am I going to explain that to them? You know, what if they have questions about how I operate or just stuff I don't really know how to explain. And I tried to explain it to my white friends at high school, and I failed to explain it to them. So I'm like, if I couldn't explain it to them, how am I going to explain it to these college girls? But then, of course, my roommates ended up being black. I made a clumpy. I made a big clump instead of activating all of it evenly. Guys, I'm so bad at making slime lately. Like, what is this? This is so sad. This is devastating. Getting to college, I remember just feeling weird not having to adjust to anybody. You know, I didn't have to explain to my roommates that I was going to be washing my hair for a long time because they were also black girls with natural hair, and they knew the story. They knew how this was going to go. I didn't have to worry about the first time I wore my afro out, because instead of just like weird stares or weird comments, like I get a lot of comments like, your hair is so big. I just get weird comments from white people all the time, and I'm like, you realize that's not a compliment, and it's also very unnecessary. Like, an afro is just another style. Did you not know I could change my hairstyle? It's like if every time a white girl wore a ponytail, everyone who saw her was just like, your hair is so up today. Like, what is that? Anyway, I didn't have to explain that. I didn't have to go through that. I didn't have to do any of that. But I also felt like I kind of lost my identity, or, you know, what little identity I had. At my old school, I was the black girl, you know? There were only 10 of us. I was the dark-skinned black girl. What's the confusion? I was Kayla, dark-skinned. Maybe I'd be like, oh, she's the artsy one. Or maybe I'd be like, oh, she's the darkest one. Or she's whatever. She's with the, you know, my light-skinned friend. They'd be like, she's friends with so and such. Now, being black wasn't really a part of my identity. It was, but it didn't feel like it was because everyone around me was black. It's like being in Africa or in HBCU. Literally everyone is black. So, like, yes, you're still black, but it doesn't really mean anything when everyone else is black. So with everyone else being black, I felt like I had to have something else to my personality, have something else that made me who I was. And I didn't, you know, that used to be art, but now that I was an art major, everyone around me was also an artist. So there really just wasn't much left for me to say that I did, or for me to say that I focused on, for me to say that I was. I felt like I was nothing and I was nobody. I lost myself completely. I had no identifying unique factors to myself anymore. Being black used to be unique. Now it was the status quo. And even in that, I felt like I wasn't the best that the black had to offer. The girls there always had their edges laid on 10, always had their weaves laid, not their weaves, always had their wigs laid, always had their tracks hidden, always had their puffs poofy, always had their outfits snatched, always had their shoe game on 12, and I felt like I was struggling. Like, my little skinny jeans, a cute top, and combat boots really gave the white girls a run for their money, but around these girls, they were like, child, what is that Goodwill ass outfit you are wearing? And I felt like a nobody at that school. I felt like I just blended into the lockers. So it was nice to be around people who understood me. People who, when I wear my puff out, they're gonna yell, black girl magic at me, instead of, your hair's so big. I appreciated it. But it also gave me this weird feeling of like a culture shock of just being around black people. And then even in that, not having the same colloquialisms. Like, I've been very used to being told I'm an Oreo, or I talk white, or I'm white on the inside, or whatever. Very used to that. So, and that's a whole nother topic for a whole nother day. But no, I'm not. I've been around white people. Yes, I might have some of their mannerisms because I've been around them for so long, but let's not act like for even half of a millisecond they're going to act like I'm the same as them. They're going to treat me the same as them. I have the potential to be the same as them. Let's not play those games. Activating this slime is taking a lot more of my focus than I ever thought it could. I'm still getting clumps. I diluted my slime solution, but I'm still getting clumps. Maybe I'm not meant to make slime. Maybe I'm just a big fat failure. Fail at being black, fail at making slime. You know, what's new? I didn't really feel a sense of belongingness with the black people at that school. I felt myself within the city, I felt in place within my classes. So now being at my new school, which is again a majority white population, so what I was used to K through 12. But I've only really talked to black people there, which I don't know how that happened. K through 12 had the same situation, and I had a bunch of white friends. Now, I don't know. I've just connected better with the black students. We've made quicker and more fulfilling connections. We just understand each other. I don't have to explain my Afro to them. I get that same feeling of like appreciation that I had at my first college, combined with the feeling of community or just like an understanding of the situation I'm in that I had K through 12. So my new friends and the new black people that I surround myself with, even those that aren't my friends, those that I just talked to in passing, all the black people I've met at my new school give me this feeling of like I need to meet more black people. It just makes me want to go out into the world and find more of us. Furthermore, I've had like bad situations with white people where I've been friends with someone for so long and then come to find out they support something I don't support or I don't believe in, like Trump or racist comments or just something along those lines where it's like, how did I mess this up? Like, I went through a whole mental process of, can I trust this person? Do they have my best interest at heart? Are they going to understand me as a black person? I went through that all in my brain. I decided, yes, this is going to be good for me. This is fine. And then 9 months down the line, you're going to just let the N-word slip in front of me and be like, oops, sorry. No. And it got to a point where I just felt very upset with them, with myself, with the situations, with just being around so many white people and being forced to interact with them without knowing what's really going on the inside. It's just all the stuff combined of like calling the police on my dad multiple times. You know, I'm older now, so it's got to a point where the police are getting called on me for doing nothing. Walking through the neighborhood and seeing all the Trump and my governor, Republican state flags, seeing all of the unmitigated support for things that I just completely cannot stand by, do not understand, racist, homophobic, sexist, just unequal things that the people around me are supporting and enjoying and forcing me to watch them support and enjoy. And I just become kind of, I don't know, I guess jaded by the people around me. I'm just very sick of whiteness in my town. I'm sick of it. And I don't have a problem with white people. I don't have a problem making white friends, but I just feel like it's not the same, because it's not. They don't understand me. They don't relate to me. They're still going to comment about my hair. They're still going to say some sideways stuff that I'm just going to either A, be uncomfortable with, but shrug off because like it was in the moment and I didn't know what to do or say, or B, just completely stop talking to someone for. And I shouldn't have to do that. I feel like I shouldn't have to have a vetting process to find out if you're eligible to be my friend or not. I feel like, how can you be friends with me and then turn around and have these kinds of ideals when I'm right in your face and you're telling me that like we have a friendship, we have a connection, we have some kind of relationship that I care about, and then you turn around and do this type of stuff. It feels like disrespect onto me. And 9 times out of 9, I don't have to worry about that with my black friends. And that's just really refreshing. That's just really nice. It's a good feeling to just be around people who get me and who like me and who don't want to see me in a cage, who don't want to see my slightly lighter Hispanic sisters in a cage, who don't want to see my Muslim girlies in boxes, who don't want to see my men attacked on the streets, killed in the middle of their morning jog. I just appreciate it in a way that I really feel like I'm doing absolutely no service to explaining, but it's just so nice. I have a black boyfriend. I have black friends at school. I have black friends at where I used to work. I have black friends outside of all of that. There's just black people around me. I have a black family. I'm black myself. I watch black YouTubers. I'm just surrounded by blackness all the time now, and it's great. Alright, you guys, me slime. You see the like stringiness of it? That means it's activating. It's like getting together into a big little booty. am that beach. She thought I couldn't make a slime. I had to take a little break after that last statement. I really did not know I was going to say that, but yeah, it turns out I enjoy being around like this, even being hippie. Sometimes I kind of wish I went to an HBCU. Like going out of high school, I really didn't want to be at one, and I'm happy I didn't go to one at that time because even being at a majority minority school where it was like 50% black and then a bunch of Asians, a few Hispanics, very few brown people, and then a smattering of whites, even that was just too much of a culture shock and too uncomfortable to me. So I appreciate that I had the ability to like ease my toes into the world of being surrounded by blackness. But now that I'm here, I'm like, dang, I'm not gonna get a master's degree, but like if I do, Howard, if you could please bump up your arts program, I would really appreciate it because I kind of feel like I need more. I need like black summer camp or something. I don't have a problem with white people. I don't have a problem with white friends. I have an Asian friend still that I talk to. I have no problem with that. I don't. I just really want to have more people in my corner who understand me and who, when I go to them and I'm just like, dang, you know, colorism was wild. I'm still feeling, you know, some of the stuff I felt when I was in high school now, and I'm still dealing with the way that these people treated me. They understand. And like, I never explained the like, I'll come back to that later bit with makeup. Makeup was the thing that made me realize it wasn't just me. You know, now we have basically sociologists on YouTube who are just like, according to these principles, colorism, misogynoir, racism, we didn't have that back in my day, back when I was in middle school. So I could just, you know, in high school, going to job interviews or trying to make friends or trying to get boys, I could just always see people not liking me. And I knew it was because of my skin, but I had no proof until makeup. I go to the makeup counter to get the stuff that my best black friend recommended to me, and her shade was the darkest one. I see the girlies in the videos who were like, bronzer is the most important step, and I look, and bronzer doesn't come even remotely close to what I needed to be able to put it on my face. It was just like, yeah, maybe it was just me who was at that interview. Maybe it was just me being ugly with these boys. Maybe it was just me being mean with these girls I want to be friends with. Maybe. But with this makeup, Oprah Winfrey could walk in here and not find anything. So it was just a validation kind of situation with that. Very sticky. I don't know why. It's not like it's got perfect amount of activation. The perfect amount of activation. I'm just adding more and more activator bit by bit, and it is getting less sticky, but it's still quite sticky. I remember my old slimes that I used to make being just absolutely perfect, stick proof, giving me no issues. So that's leading me to feel like this one just needs more activator. It's still a little sticky, but I'm just really scared to mess up this consistency because it is very good. It's malleable, squishy, noisy. Y'all do not care. Y'all don't care about the science of my slime at all. I just wanted to take a minute and let anybody out there who feels like, you know, they don't have any black friends and maybe you don't understand why it's important, or maybe you do, you just don't have the chance to make any, or maybe the thought of going to an HBCU makes you uncomfortable and you don't like it and you want to be around your people, but just like not that much. Just know, like, I get it. It takes time to go from being around one thing to being around another. Well, it doesn't always take time. Like my friend who I mentioned, who also went to these schoolings, K through 12. She just had a different kindergarten or elementary school than I did. But she went to an HBCU and she loves the freaking frack out of it. So it's different for every person. But if this is the experience you're having, maybe just try making some black friends. Try it. You don't have to, you know, surround yourself with excellence, with black excellence, straight out the gate. But just give it a shot. Give it a go. Find a black celebrity who you love and want to stan. Find you some black YouTubers to watch. Like right now, I am watching Coco Chanelio, and she's serving me life. But either way, thank you for the few of you who are here, because I know this video ain't gonna get no type of views, but to the few of you who are here, thank you so much for coming and having this conversation with me. Slime is lame, and like I'm an adult or whatever, but look at the hollow. Look at it in the sunlight. Look. I hope you took something out of this. I hope you could relate to something I said. And please consider surrounding yourself in black excellence, because it's great. I'm doing it now, and I'm living it up. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you all next time, and until then, doo-doo-doo. Click some links. Click some links. I'm gonna be working on my slime, but you're free to go. Oh, by the way, I want to start like saying, you know, at the time of filming this, I have those. So at the time of filming this, I have 62 subscribers. How many do I have when you're watching? Can you make that number maybe go up for me? I would appreciate it if you do. I really want to get to 100 subscribers by the end of summer, but I also don't set subscriber goals for myself because I have no control over whether or not you guys subscribe. So I'm just going to upload, and whatever happens, happens.